Okay, good afternoon to all of my students. This is the second lecture of differential equation, and today basically I'll be focusing on first order and first degree equations of we'll start our journey from equations of first order and first degree. Okay, so look at very carefully that you are starting your journey from first order and first degree. So an ordinary differential equation of first order and first degree can be written as, it's the most simplest form, dy dx equal to f of xy. And already you have learned about the order and degree, especially for the ordinary differential equation, and also we talked about partial differential equation in the previous class. So this equation, this differential equation 2.1 can be written in the more symmetrical form, mdx plus ndy equal to 0, where m is a function of x and y and n is also function of x and y. Okay, both m and n are functions of x and y. So this is the most general form. Either you can say 2.1 is the first order first degree equation, or you can write this equation in the more symmetrical form 2.2, where m and n are the functions of x and y. In this connection, let me define what is exact equations. Okay, so let us define what is exact equation. If the differential mdx plus ndy is immediately, that is without multiplication by any factor, expressible in the form du, that is you are not multiplying with anything to the differential, and already we talked about the concept of differential in the previous lecture, where u is a function of x and y. You are expressible in the form du, where u is a function of x and y. It is said to be exact, and the equation mdx plus ndy equal to 0 is then called an exact differential equation. So okay, so any first order first degree equation, if it is expressible in the form du, where u is a function of x and y, it is said to be exact. So let us illustrate that. So look at that. For example, you have an equation y dx plus x dy equal to 0, and this can be written as d of xy. You look at that. This can be written as d of xy equal to 0, because it's a differential. So differential of x and y will be, if you want to expand it, then you will get x dy plus y dx, like applying the rules of the differentials. So this is the form actually. So this equation, differential equation, can be written in the form of du. It is written in the form of du equal to 0, where u is a function of x comma y, where u is a function of x comma y. Here u is your xy, here u is your xy, and that is a function of x comma y. Okay, so you are not multiplying that equation with anything, but it is expressible in the form du. So it is called an exact differential equation. Let us give another example for that. So look at that, this equation 2x square y dy plus 2y square x dx. So let us write, you can write this equation. Suppose you want to integrate this first term. So if you integrating the first term, that is with respect to dy, in that case your x is constant actually. So if you are integrating this, then you will get y square by 2, then 2 cancel, it will be x square y square. Okay, let me give you once again the idea. Let us have this is as the integration. If you can't write by inspection, in this case, in the first case you have written the equation by inspection only, but in the second case, if you can't write the expression in the form of by inspection, then you need to evaluate something. So go to the rough space and do some calculation over that. So let us integrate this. Now whether when you are integrating this with respect to dy, you look at that, then in that case your 2x square is constant, is treated as a constant. It is a rule. So when you are integrating y dy, it will be y square by 2. So naturally you will get x square y square, and in the second case also the same thing you are getting. So this can be written as d of x square y square, differential of x square y square equal to 0. And what is the advantage of taking this d of u? Why I am taking this exact differential form? Because after one integration you will get the answer, general solution. U equal to constant is the solution. In this case you have x square y square equal to c is the general solution, where c is an arbitrary constant. Okay, so that is the advantage of writing this in the exact form. So this is in the second case also you have seen that without any multiplication factor the equation can be expressible in the form d of x square y square equal to 0, and that is nothing but your x square y square equal to c. Okay, so this is the concept of exact, this is the definition of exact differential equation and the concept and the few examples on that. Let us apply in problem. Now the question is, there are so many equations, infinite number of equations, those are not exact, but it can be exact, but you cannot do it by inspection. It is more complicated, it can be more complicated. In that case, what is the way? The way is that there is a necessary and sufficient condition. You can check that necessary and sufficient condition. This condition is actually necessary and sufficient, that is if and only if condition, that m dx plus n dy equal to 0 is an exact equation if del m del y equal to del n del x, that is the partial derivative with respect to y, and this is partial derivative with respect to x to n. So what is the necessary and sufficient condition? If this equation is exact, then del m del y equal to del n del x, and if del m del y equal to del n del x, this equation is exact. So that is called the necessary and sufficient condition, if and only if. So you can get the proof in any differential equation, standard differential equation of undergraduate book. So you can go through that. So let me explain more on this with the help of an example. So let us suppose you are given an example. This is an equation, and here m equal to 4x cube y cube minus 2xy, and n is equal to m dx plus n dy. Your equation is always of the type m dx plus n dy, and n is equal to, so 3x to the power 4 y square, 3x to the power 4 y square minus x square. So let us check whether this equation is exact or not. Let's check that. So you look at that, you apply del m del y. So del m del y, if you are doing partial differentiation with respect to y, your x is constant. In that case you have 12 x cube y square minus 2x, and let us check del n del x, del m del y, del n del x. So del n del x is partial derivative with respect to y, x, and y is constant. So in this case also you are having 4th is 12 x cube y square and minus 2x. So you are confirmed that del m del y equal to del n del x, del m del y equal to del n del x. So the equation is exact, and if the equation is exact, this equation can be written in the form of du. This can be expressible in the form of du equal to 0. So let us write, and before I write that du, you just look at that, you have to pair up the things. So let us first integrate this one, 4x cube y cube dx. So let us go here on the rough space, 4x cube y cube dx, y cube dx, and that is nothing but you are integrating with respect to x. So your y cube is taken as a constant, that is the rule. So if you integrate it with respect to dx, then it will be x to the power 4 by 4, and 4 cancel, it will be x to the power 4 y cube. Okay, and you have to pair up this. So let's check which of the term is getting this. You are getting also x to the power 4 y cube. So if you take this one, x to the power 4 is already there, and you have y square dy. So y square, integration of y square dy will be y cube. You are getting the same thing. Let me show you once again. So the term is 3x to the power 4 y square dy, and you are integrating with respect to y. So in this case 3x to the power 4 is constant, so you have y cube by 3. So 3 get cancelled and you have x4 y cube. So you are getting the same term. So these two term can be paired up. We can pair up these two term. So let me write, we can write d of differential of x to the power 4 y cube. Okay. So naturally if you pair up these two, then the other two will be paired up, because you look at that, you have 2xy dy dx. So if you integrate this, you will get x square y. 2 get cancelled, minus, there is a minus, you can take that minus outside. So in this case also you are getting x square y, x square y. So another term will be minus d of x square y. So look at that, the whole equation can be written in the form of du, expressible in the form du, and if you integrate this, integrating, you are getting the general solution. So that is the advantage of writing exact differential, because you are getting the solution in 2 steps. You are getting the solution of the differential equation in 2 or 3 steps. Is very helpful, but you have to be careful that you are taking the proper pair up, and you are taking the proper connectivity of dx and dy. That is the most important thing. So this is how you are applying the necessary and sufficient condition to check whether the equation is exact or not, and after that you are solving a problem by writing d of u expressible in the form of du, and after that integrating, you are getting the general solution. This is the general solution. Now let me define integrating factor, because so the next question will arise after you understand the exact differential. The next question will be, if the equation is not exact, then what is the way out? It is not solvable? Yes, it is solvable. Don't worry about that. It is solvable, but you need a integrating factor to express that function, that equation in the form of du. So you need a multiplying factor actually. After this multiplying with this multiplying factor, the equation can be converted into exact differential. So what is, now let us define what is integrating factor in the more formal language. A function mu xy is said to be an integrating factor of the equation m dx plus n dy equal to 0 if it is possible to obtain a function u xy such that, look at that, you are multiplying the equation with this mu. Mu is a function of x and y, and after this multiplication this equation can be converted into du, that is expressible in the form du, but before that it was not expressible in the form of du, but after the multiplication it is expressible in the form of du. In other words, an integrating factor is a multiplying factor by which the equation can be made exact. That I was discussing about, that it is a multiplying factor. The equation can be multiplied with this factor and you will get the exact equation. So it is converted into exact equation. Okay, it is modified to exact equation, but before that it was not exact. So that is how. So let's have a chart of that, because so many equations there are involved. You will see that you need these integrating factors. So let us give a more elaborate idea about the integrating factors. So if your expression is dx, differential expression is dx plus minus dy, you don't need any integrating factors, because it is written expressible in the form of exact differential d of x plus minus y. If your expression is x dx plus minus y dy, it is expressible in the form of half d of x square plus minus y square. So because there is no integrating factor is required for this type of equations. And if your equation is x dx plus y dy, then it can be written as d of xy. It is in the differential form. Already we have you would have seen that this is expressible in this form, and this is the equation. Actually you see these are the same expressions, and these are important. So for the same expression you have different integrating factors. So first you look at that, you have x dx minus y dy, you have x dx minus y dy. So, and your integrating factor is 1 by x square. That is, the chart is give you chart will give you the integrating factor. The first integrating factor will be 1 by x square. So if you multiply this expression with this integrating factor, you are getting this, and the result is this is the differential. So how this is happen, let me show you. For example, so your expression is x dx minus y dy, right, by x square. Okay, let's split the thing, let's split the expression. So your first term will be dx by x minus y dy by x square, right? And you look at that, okay, you look at that, if you integrate this, this will give you log x, right? Yes, log x. If you integrate this, this is give you log x. And if you integrate this, then this will give you actually, yeah, sorry, sorry for the interruption. So if you integrate this, it will give you sorry, I made a mistake here. Yeah, dy by x. Okay, let us write once again. Let me write x dx minus y dy by x square. So actually your equation will be x dy. So it is written wrong here. So it's a printing mistake. So you write x dx x dy plus y dx. So all this will be x dy plus y dx, x dy plus y dx, right? So that is a printing mistake. So x dy minus y dx, so that is why. So let's change this. This is nothing but your, let us rub, yeah, so this will be x dy minus y dx. Now let us see the calculation, let us check the calculation. So it will be x dy minus y dx by x square. Okay, now if you split in the two parts that I was talking about, so it will be dy by x minus y dx by x square. Okay, now you look at that, if you integrate the first term, if you integrate this, it will give you y by x, right? It will give you y by x. You look at that, it will give you y by x if you integrate this, because x is constant, you are integrating with respect to y dy. And if you integrate this with the minus sign, you will get your y is constant, but you are integrating dx by x square, so it will be plus y 1 by x. So ultimately it will give you y by x. Got it? One second, let me repeat. So with the minus sign, you have to integrate with the minus sign. So if you included that minus sign, and if you want to integrate this y dx by x square, so that will give you actually dx by x square, that integration will be plus 1 by x, so y by x ultimately. So both these things will give you y by x. So we can write the differential as dy by x. That is how it is expressed here. That there was a little bit printing mistake in the page, so I apologize for that. So next one is 1 by x square plus y square, the integrating factor. So for the same expression, you have a different integrating factors. First one 1 by x square, now you have a 1 by x square plus y square. So look at that, if you are having this integrating factor, you want to multiply this equation with this integrating factor, and you will get this differential d of tan inverse y by x. How did you get this? Let me show you once again. Let me show you. So let us add a page here. So you have y dx minus x dy by x square plus y square. Okay, this is the integrating factor. 1 by x square plus y square is the integrating factor, and you are multiplying the expression with this integrating factor. Now how did you get that? So let us divide the numerator and denominator by x square. Just you have learned that if you divide by x square, your numerator will be d of y by x. So that is why I am using that technology. Okay, so this is, you are dividing the numerator and denominator by x square, or you are multiplying the numerator and denominator by 1 by x square. So after that your numerator will be d of y by x. Just you have learned that and want to use that, you have to use that. Okay, just you have learned in the previous step that this is nothing but your d of y by x. So once you observe that in the equation, you have to write that expression, you have to visualize just that thing. So this can be written as d of 1 plus y by x whole square. So this is nothing but your d of x square form, d of 1 by x square, dx by 1 by x square form. What is the integration of this? This is nothing but of d of tan inverse. This is nothing but your d of tan inverse y by x form. Okay, so that is how you can write this expression in the form of this. Okay, so this is our second integrating factor. Now for the same expression you have 1 by xy, 1 by xy. Again if you split, and you will see that this is nothing but your d of log y by x. Okay, so this is your d of log y by x, and that makes sense because you are having different integrating factors for the same expression. And if you have x dx plus y dy, you can take 1 by x square plus y square as the integrating factor, and that will give you d of this. That depends on the equation, what type of differential equation you have and what type of integrating factor you require. So let me show you some examples how to apply the integrating factor. It's depend on the equation, nature of the equation. Okay, so first let's have a solve. X dx plus y dy, x dx plus y dy, x dx plus y dy plus x dy minus y dx by x square plus y square equal to 0. So what will be the solution of this differential equation? You observe very carefully. This is x dx plus y dy can be written as, you already learned that it can be written as d of x square plus y square, half d of x square plus y square. So if you expand the differential, you will get this. So this is very easy, and look at that, already this expression is in the chart. This is already in the chart. This is the expression y dx minus x dy by x square plus y square, or x dy minus y dx by x square plus y square, and this is can be written as this thing can be written as d of tan inverse y by x. Okay, so this can be written as d of tan inverse y by x, right, equal to 0. So integrating, you have half x square plus y square plus tan inverse y by x equal to c. Okay, so this is how your expression, and you already learned that this is very familiar expression and it is very useful that you are using from the table. So you got this result as a answer. This is your general solution. Next, let us give me another example for you. X cos of y by x into y dx plus x dy equal to y sine of y by x into x dy minus y dx. So how will you solve this one? Okay, so this is actually in the table, this expression. So there are so many integrating factors. There are 3 integrating factors for this expression: 1 by x square, 1 by x square plus y square, and 1 by x square. Okay, 1 by xy. And look at that, this can be written directly as xy. So let me write x cos y by x, and look at that, your cos in terms of y by x. Cos is a function of y by x, sine is a function of y by x. So naturally you need a y by x here. That is the clue of the problem. You need a y by x here. So because of that, you go to the table, you look at that, you have a y by x here in the table, so you need 1 by x square as the integrating factor. So let us multiply both sides with 1 by x square. So if I multiply both sides by 1 by x square, and this is written as d of y by d of xy, this is written as d of xy, okay, this is written as d of xy equal to y sine y by x and x dy minus y dx by x square, okay, because you are multiplying both sides by 1 by x square. So naturally this x, 1x will got cancelled by this, so you have, so, and if you transpose this y, if you transpose this y to this side, so it will be dxy by xy, because 1x get cancelled in the numerator, this x got cancelled, and you have sine y by x, right, and this expression will give you dy by x by cos y by x, right, you have a cos y by x, okay. So you have this side dxy by xy, and this side you have sine y by x by cos y by x. So it is just like your dz by z, and this is like sine theta d theta by cos theta. So if you substitute cos theta, you will get sine theta d theta. So what will be the integration? You can directly write the integration in the form of that you are integrating, you will get integrating log xy, you can take a mod here, log mod xy, and this is nothing but your log of, you can take a minus, because if you differentiate cos that will be negative, so log mod cos of y by x plus c. So that is the answer. If you simplify, you will get, you can take log c also according to your elimination. So you want to eliminate log, you can take log c, you can take c by 2, whatever that, but everything is an arbitrary constant. So this is how you deal with the problems. You just observe the problem very carefully. What is the differential form? You can write the differential, or you need an integrating factor. If you need an integrating factor, just remember the table, or you can go through the table, and after that you multiply both sides and just apply your arrangement and transpose, you will get the solution, okay. Let's have another example. So in this case, let us open the bracket, because you have a x cube e to the power 1 by x cube, that is the very complicated term, so that should not be in the pair, that is a separate term. So let's it be separated like this, okay, because it's all in dx, there is no y. So from this question you can identify that x y square dx minus x square y dy, that they can pair up, and you can get the differential from this. If you need a integrating factor, let's check. You can take common, xy can be common, so xy, taking xy out, y dx minus x dy you can write, okay, and after that minus e to the power 1 by x cube dx. So your complicated part of the question is 1 by x cube, right, not minus, it's a simple 1 by x cube, it's a simple 1 by x cube. So look at that, you have an expression, just we talked about, these are the expression in the table, in the integrating factor table. So you need for this table, and before that you just need to substitute this 1 by x cube, because what actually you want to integrate it, if you want to integrate it, you need a factor, you need a multiplying thing. So if you substitute 1 by x cube, what is the result of that? If you substitute 1 by x cube as z, then that will be minus 3 by x to the power 4 dx, right? So you need a 1 by x to the power 4. You need a 1 by x to the power 4 here. So let us multiply with 1 by x to the power 4 throughout. Throughout multiplication is required. So how did you get x to the power 4, 1 by x to the power 4? Because you see x to the power 4 is not in the table. You see guys, x to the power 4 is not in the table. 1 by x to the power 4. You have 1 by x square. You have 1 by x square plus y square. You have 1 by xy. But you don't have 1 by x to the power 4. So how did you get that? The question is, how did you get that? From where you got the concept of that? You get the concept from this, because you have to integrate this at last, and before that you have to just check that what is the substitution of 1 by x cube, and that need 1 by x to the power 4 here. So that is why that gives us a clue actually. So let us multiply with 1 by x cube, x to the power 4. Okay, 1 by x to the power 4. So now it is integrable, and look at that, 1x got cancelled, right? This x get cancelled. So you have y by x, and 1x goes pair 1 go x with y by x. It can be y by x, and with x square this expression become d of y by x. That you have learned in the table already. We spoke about that, and this is equal to e to the power 1 by x cube x to the power 4. So now you can integrate safely this equation and you can get the general solution. So this is how you deal with the problems. Okay, now this is looks like z dz. So it will be z square by 2, right? So it will be half y square x square, right? In the left hand, if you integrate, and this side you have minus 1/3 e to the power 1 by x cube, because e to the power z integration is e to the power z. So this is the general solution of this differential equation. So this is how we are talking about exact equation and the methods of integrating factor, how you will apply the integrating factors in the equation. Okay, now let me talk about more on that. Already you have learned this in your lower level. So equation solvable by separation of variable, that is the very basic you have learned in your +2 level. So it is equation solvable by separation of variable. What is the? It is a special case of exact equation. So if the equation is m dx plus n dy equal to 0, and m is a function of x alone, that is f1x say, and n is a function of y alone, f2y say, then the equation f1x dx plus f2y dy equal to 0 is said to have separated variables, because you see m is a function of x alone. In the previous case you have m is a function of x and y, and n is a function of x and y. But here, if it is a special case, if m is a function of x alone and n is a function of y alone, so it is a f2y, then this is said to be separated variables, and you can get the general solution by integrating this. This is the general solution. C is an arbitrary constant. Let us apply here. Let us have an example for solving this. So x into root over 1 minus y squared dx plus y into root over 1 minus x squared dy equal to 0. So you have x, you can separate like this, x dx by 1 minus x square root over, that is multiplying throughout by 1 by root over 1 minus y square into 1 minus y square root over. So you are multiplying throughout by 1 by. So in that case you will, x and y will be separated, and you will get y dy by root over 1 minus y square equal to 0. So your equations of x and y got separated, and if you integrate this, you will get the general solution, because if you substitute 1 minus x square as this, you will get, after this integration you will get the general solution as 1 minus x square plus 1 minus root over 1 minus y square equal to c. That is the general solution. This is very easy integration. It's a simple integration. Just I am talking about the separation of variables. But there are equation where you cannot separate the equation initially. So you need a substitution there. Just like this. This is the equation dy dx is equal to sine of x plus y. So you cannot separate That is, you cannot write all m is a function of x alone, n is a function of y alone. In this case you need a substitution. Let us substitute here x plus y equal to suppose z. So if you substitute xy plus y equal to z, then differentiating with respect to x, it will give you dx 1 and plus dy dx equal to dz dx, right? Okay, so in that case you can replace your dy dx. What is your dy dx? Dy dx is simply dz dx minus 1, and you can transport this minus 1 to the right hand side, so it can be sin z. So now look at that, you can separate the equation like this, dz by 1 plus sin z, right, equal to dx. And this is a very simple integration, dx plus c. If you integrate both sides, this is the integration. This is a very simple integration. You know how to deal with this, because you need a 1 minus sin z to multiply on the left hand side, you will get the answer. Okay, so this is how, if your equation is not separable, you need a substitution right there, and after that you can write the equation in the more expressible form. After that you can separate the equation. Okay, next I shall be talking about homogeneous equation. That is very, very important. What is homogeneous functions? First you have to identify what is homogeneous function. Let us for example give you a function of x and y. If this function is expressible in the form xn phi of y by x, x to the power n function of y by x, or y to the power n function of say a function of x by y, then the equation is said to be of homogeneous function of degree n. Then the function is said to be a homogeneous function of degree n. Let me show you one example for that, then it will be clear to you. Let us suppose that fxy is given by ax square plus 2hxy plus by square. That is a homogeneous function of second degree. Let me show you. If you take x square, so a plus 2h twice h y by x plus b y upon x whole square. Okay, so look at that, it is a function of y by x, so it is expressible in the form of x, this form. So this is a homogeneous function of degree 2. And there is another testing for homogeneous function. Suppose for t greater than 0, if you write f of tx comma ty as t to the power n fxy, t is a positive number, real number, so n, then the function is said to be of homogeneous of degree n. Okay, so this is how you can inspect the homogeneous function. And what is your homogeneous equation? So if you can write dy dx as function of y by x, if you can write dy dx as function of y by x, then that equation is a homogeneous. Okay, now how will you solve the homogeneous equations? How will you solve the homogeneous equation? So homogeneous equation can be solved by substitution. It's a simple substitution, y equal to vx. It's a simple substitution is required in that case. Let me show you here. Y equal to vx is the substitution for homogeneous differential equation solving. So in that case your dy dx equal to v plus x dv dx, right? So this is your dy dx. So let me give you one example on that. Let me show you one example. Example, x squared dy plus y. So let me write dy dx equal to y into x plus y, it will be negative by x square. Okay, and this can be written as, you see, minus y by x 1 plus y by x. Okay, This can be, so this is your right hand side is a function of y by x. Your right hand side is a function of y by x. It is a homogeneous. Otherwise you can check the degrees of each individual term. You look at that, x y combined term degree is 2, y square, and your denominator is x square. So in the numerator you have a square term or degree 2, in the denominator you have a 2. So by inspection also you can check the homogeneity. So if you substitute y equal to vx, dy dx is equal to v plus x dv dx, then this will be v plus your left hand side after the substitution, y equal to vx, or y by x is equal to v plus x dv dx minus v into 1 plus v. Okay, so this is nothing but, if you simplify, you will get x dv dx equal to minus v into v plus 2. If you transpose this v on the right hand side, and if you do the separation, okay, do the separation, v into v plus 2 equal to minus dx by x. This is the separation. So in homogeneous equation, first you apply your y equal to vx, after that you do the separation, and that will give you the general solution. You know how to integrate this. This is a very simple integration. You can take partial fractions, help of partial fraction to do this integration. Okay, so this is how you deal with the homogeneous function. So let me give you another example on homogeneous. This is a very important example in homogeneous. So you look at that, you can check that this is homogeneous or not. Okay, so this should be x cube here. This is also a printing mistake, so this is x cube. So if it is a x cube, dy dx can be written as y by x whole cube, because this x cube is dividing both sides. You are dividing both sides, so this is y by x whole square, and root over y by x whole square minus 1. Okay, so this is your function of y by x on the right hand side. So you will substitute y equal to vx, so v plus x dv dx, I am writing directly, so v cube plus v square, v square into root over v square minus 1. So if you separate, transposing, and after that if you separate, it will be dv by v cube plus v square into root over v square minus 1 minus v equal to dx by dx. It's a very complicated function, looks like a very complicated function. Okay, but don't worry about that. You need another substitution, v equal to sec theta. Okay, because you have your v square minus 1 here, so sec square theta minus 1 is tan square theta, this square root will be removed. So in that case, derivative of sec theta is sec theta tan theta. So in the numerator you have sec theta tan theta d theta. Okay, this is your theta, and divided by your v is your sec cube, so 1 sec is common here. You can take common 1 sec, and that is sec square theta. Okay, plus sec theta tan theta minus 1, right? And this side you have dx by x, right? And if you simplify, sec theta got cancelled, and you are remain with tan theta d theta. Again look at that, sec square theta minus 1 is tan theta, so again you have a tan theta common, and you have a simple expression of sec theta plus 1. Sorry, you have a sec square, you have a tan square theta, so you have a sec theta tan theta. Yeah, this is the simple form. I think after that you can follow and you can solve the problem. So this is the simple form. You need 2 substitution here, so this is very important problem. That is why I talked about this problem in this video. So next, in the last section of our talk today, I shall be talking about linear equation. This already we have talked about what are linear equations. You have an idea of the linear equation, and lot of examples we have talked linear and non-linearity we have talked about in our first video. So let us talk about linear equation. The most general linear equation of first order can be written in the form of dy dx plus py equal to q, where p and q are either functions of x or constants. Where p and q are either functions of x or constants. So if you write this expression in this form, this can be written as your integrating factor will be, this is linear in y, in this case your integrating factor will be e to the power integration p dx. Okay, so you have, this is your integrating factor. In this case, this is the standard integrating factor is e to the power integration p dx. So with this integrating factor you have to multiply this equation. So let us multiply this equation with this integrating factor. So if you multiply this equation with this integrating factor, so you have dy p integration p dx dy dx plus py e to the power integration p dx equal to q e to the power integration p dx, right? And this equation actually jointly written as ddx of y into e to the power integration p dx, just like a du form. You can write this because after this integrating factor this equation this left hand side become exact, and this equation, this left hand side can be written as ddx of y into e to the power integration p dx, and right hand side is your e to the power q e to the power integration. Q is a function of x, so the right hand side is a whole thing is a function of y, function of x. So if you integrate, what is the solution? Its a solution is e to the power integration p dx integration q e to the power integration p dx into dx plus c. So this is the general solution. Look at that. So this is how you would deal with the linear equation in y. So this is the first order, most general form of the first order linear equation, where p and q are either functions of x or constants. It can be constant. The form can be, so let me tell you, the form can be linear in x also. That is, it can be dx dy plus py equal to q. px, sorry, px. So this is linear in x, and p or q are functions of y only or constants, functions of y only or constants. In this case, what is your integrating factor? Your integrating factor will be e to the power integration p dy, right? This is your, and do the same process as we discussed. Let's have some problems on that. After that we'll move to Bernoulli's equation. So there is a problem of this. This is the equation. First you have to free this dy dx with x cos x. You have to remove this x cos x from this equation. So let us divide by x cos x. So dy dx plus y into x sin x plus cos x by x cos x equal to 1 by x cos x. Okay, so this is your p, dy dx plus py equal to q. P is a function of x and q is a function of x. So your integrating factor will be e to the power x sin x plus cos x by x cos x dx. And if you split and do the integration, you will get e to the power log x by cos x, and that is nothing but your x by cos x. You can check that, because your x first term x get cancelled and it is tan x. Integration of tan x is minus log cos x, and integration, and next term cos x get cancelled and it is dx by x, and that integration will be log x. So it is nothing but your log of x by cos x, and that is e to the power log something, because you are having a e base, so it is x cos x, x by cos x. So multiplying, and after writing directly, you can write directly ddx of y into this integrating factor, and this integrating factor is multiplied on the right hand side. You look at your right hand side is 1 by x cos x, so cos x cancel, so 1 by, you have, sorry, 1 by x cos x, right? So x cos x, and you are multiplying with this integrating factor, so you have x got cancelled, it is sec square x, it is sec square x. So if you integrate both sides, integrating, finally at the final result you have xy by cos x, sec square x is tan x plus c. So this is the general solution, okay? And this is how you are applying your linear knowledge of linear equation. So if your equation is not of linear in x but is a linear in y but is a linear in x, you have to identify that. So let us have an example for that also. So you have y square plus x minus 1 by y into dy dx. You look at that, first observation is that you have a y square here, so it cannot be linear in y. Let us try to put this equation in the form of linear in x, right? So you can write this equation minus of xy minus y 1 by y cube into d equal to dx dy, right? Equal to dx dy. Okay, now this equation can be written as dx dy plus 1 by y square into x equal to 1 by y cube. So look at that, you have written the equation in the form of linear in x, okay, linear in x, and your integrating factor will be, what is your integrating factor? Integrating factor will be e to the power 1 by y square dy, and that is nothing but your e to the power minus 1 by y, sorry, this is your integrating factor. So you can multiply this equation with this integrating factor and solve like already you have solved in the previous problem. Okay, got it? So I gave you the hint for how to solve the equation, and if your equation is not in linear, then how to deal with that. Okay, let's now come to the last section, Bernoulli's equation. What is Bernoulli's equation? If your equation is non-linear of this type, that is dy dx plus py equal to qy to the power n. Look at that, there is a y to the power n where p and q are either functions of x alone or constants, is known as the Bernoulli's equation. So this form is called the Bernoulli's equation, and look at that, this equation can be brought into the form of a linear by change of the dependent variable. So what is your change? Let us substitute, let us divide this whole equation by y to the power n. So if you divide the whole equation by y to the power n, that will be y to the power minus n dy dx plus p y to the power 1 minus n equal to q. Clear? Observe clearly that you are dividing this equation, you are dividing this dy dx plus py equal to q y to the power n by y to the power n, the non-linear term y to the power n, because this is a Bernoulli's equation. So you are dividing y to the power n, that means this is your y to the power minus n and this is y to the power 1 minus n, and q is free from any non-linear term. So next you substitute, let y to the power 1 minus n is z. So if you substitute y to the power 1 minus n as z, then it will be y 1 minus n y to the power minus n dy dx dz dx, right? Now you can replace, look at that, now you can replace your y to the power minus n dy dx. Look at that, y to the power minus n dy dx with 1 by minus n dz dx. So this equation transforms to, this is 2 suppose, and this is your equation 1. So equation 2 transforms to, equation 2 transforms to dz dx plus 1 by 1 minus n should be there, because this term is there, dz dx plus pz equal to q. Look at that, your y to the power minus n gone, the non-linearity of the expression has been removed. So this equation can be written in the following form: dz dx plus p into 1 minus n into z equal to q into 1 minus n, right? So this is nothing but your linear in z. You look at that, my dear students, p 1 minus n is a function of x or constant, and q y minus 1 minus n is a function of x or constant, and this is linear in z. This is linear in z. So your dependent variable y has been changed to z. Now your integrating factor for this equation is written as e to the power integration p1 minus n into dx. So you integrate and do the process same as the linear, solving linear equations. Okay, so let's give an example, last example of today's lecture. So you have xy minus dy dx is equal to y cube e to the power minus x square. You look at that, there is a nonlinearity y cube, and this is the Bernoulli's equation. So what you will do, you will just write this equation. Let us first write this equation, dy dx as the leading term. So dy dx minus xy equal to minus y cube e to the power minus x square. Okay, and dividing by y cube, that will be y to the power minus 3 dy dx minus x y to the power minus 2 equal to minus e to the power minus x square. Okay, so dividing throughout by y to the power 3 and substituting y to the power minus 2, let y to the power minus 2 as z. So you have minus 2 y to the power minus 3 dy dx as dz dx. So this is called the change of dependent variable, right? Your y is the dependent variable. Now the new dependent variable will be z. So now with this transformation, the equation transforms to, let me write the equation in the more simplified form. You can check later on. So dz dx plus 2xz equal to 2 e to the power minus x square. So look at that, this is nothing but your linear in z, and you can solve the equation because this is linear in z, and your integrating factor will be, let me write the integrating factor. After that you can solve that, e to the power integration 2x dx. So that is nothing but your e to the power x square. Okay, e to the power x square. So after that you multiply this equation, so that equation can be written as ddx of z into e to the power x square equal to, you are multiplying both sides, so you have a e to the power minus x square there, and if you multiply with e to the power x square, it will be 2 only. So if you integrate, you will get a solution z e to the power x square equal to 2x plus c. Please change the value of z at the last stage, because your z is 1 by y square, so you will get the final solution in x and y, that is the general solution. Okay, so today is we specially talked about the first order first degree equation and different methods, what is exact equation, what is integrating factor, and what is linear equation, how will you solve the linear equation, and lastly the Bernoulli's equation. I think this video will be helpful to you, so I will post very soon the next video. Thank you all.